Oh, so Dead Space final system requirements are finally out to the public, and let's quickly zoom in and let's see what is the mess which is going around in the gaming community. Is it really a mess? Are these system requirements justified? Are these final requirements, good enough to make sure that this game will run on your PC? Let's quickly take a look at it, boys. So if I just go here to the minimum PC specs, I see a 64-bit processor as always, very common thing, no worries at all. And if I go over here, we see 16 GB RAM for the bare minimum. Well, that is quite huge. 16 GB RAM in the bare minimum. This is now end of 8 GB PC gaming. Yes, complete end and complete annihilation of 8 GB PC gaming. It is completely justified given the 16 GB RAM is now the bare minimum. We will at least need 16 GB in the dual channel, at least 3200 megahertz to get a decent RAM experience, which means that if you have 3200 megahertz dual channel 16 GB memory, you will not get bottlenecked at least by your RAM. Now let's see the most important component, GPU. Which GPU is the required GPU to run this game at least? Well, this game is pretty demanding. 1070 GTX 1070 is required to run the game at the bare minimum or equivalent RX 5700. This is the first game I am seeing so far which has the highest bare minimum system requirement. This game is having 1070. Gotham Knights had 1660 Ti. Well, what else is left now? Even the Forspoken game had a GTX 1060 to run the game at 720p, but they are not mentioning 1070 is required, but for what resolution? They have not mentioned any detailed chart so far. So yes, we can take this with a pinch of salt, but yes, GTX 1070 is required. So the big question arises, can GTX 1650 gamers play this game? Yes, obviously they can play this game, but we do not know which resolution would be supported the best for GTX 1650. Would it be 720p? I have no hopes to run the game at 1080p medium settings, 40 plus FPS. Nope, not anymore, because we have seen how AAA games performs these days. Let's see, 50 GB SATA SSD is required for the bare minimum. So you have to install this game regardless of whatever system you have in your SSD to optimize the loading times and the game efficiency. That's what the developers are saying. I'm not making any excuses over here, but SSD is recommended even for the minimum system requirement. Once you download the game, you will have to install in the SSD, then only you can benchmark the game. Then if you just complain after installing this game in the H3D hard disk drive, it will gonna be a little bit low benchmarking scores, or probably you might notice longer loading times doing the missions in the game or loading the game from scratch as well. And let's see the recommended system requirements. Recommended system requirements start from RTX 2070, which is a 2-year-old RTX GPU, which is quite solid so far. And also you require 50 GB SSD in the required system requirements. But now the big question arises, are these system requirements justified? Yes, certainly they are. This is the 2023 AAA masterpiece. But yes, they should have mentioned detailed chart. I still hope that these system requirements will gonna be a gimmick. I still hope that 1650 should run this game at 1080p 30 plus FPS on at least lowest settings possible. These are only speculations, but given that this game does not have Denuvo, any sort of DRM, we can only hope and expect this game to run smoothly even on GTX 1650 and 1060, all these 4-year-old GPUs and 6-year-old GPUs. I'm talking about 6 GB 1060, do not get me wrong over here. Thank you for watching, and let me know your opinions in the comment section. I will be seeing you in my next video. Peace out.